Well, I tell you, we find ways to lose games instead of finding ways to win games. And it was a rough couple days. I'll be very blunt about it. Not the trip. Just, Foster was in a position where we couldn't practice him. He couldn't work out. And then Rocket, I thought he played a little bit yesterday, and I thought he would be okay. And today before the game, he told our trainer he tried to go, but he didn't think he could. He was think throwing up again during the day, and just didn't practice those guys. And AJ, struggled with the free throw shooting, and another missed free throw cutout that they scored on, and just some things that were tough. Travion played his butt off. I thought he was in the paint for 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, but that's going to be the way it is this year. And we're not very strong in there. I thought Julius Marble did a great job for us. So that Hauser played well until the end. But part of that was the fault of, I just didn't have a point guard I could get it to. I tried to put Aaron in that position. We just haven't worked as much on it. But I'm telling you, we fought. We did a lot of good things. Had some plays. And ball just didn't bounce our way. And give them credit. They found a way to win.
We'll go first question to Matt Charbonneau.
Tom, you mentioned it a little bit, but this is different from losing by 30. You're in a game. You have a chance to make plays down 5 with a minute or so left, and then that's when the mistakes come. How frustrating is it this far in that's those things are still happening at that important part of the game?
Well, they're happening because we're struggling at the point, as you know, and that's when you hope to put it in their hands, and some of that's my fault. I just gotta put it in Aaron or Josh's hands at the end, and but like I said, you look at the end and you see those plays, but you kind of forget the ones in the middle when we had chances, man. I mean, we missed free throw after free throw. We had our chances. I think of the 6 free throws or 7 we missed, I think we missed 6 of the 7 or 5 of the 6 in the first half. And hard to do that on the road against a good team, and especially when you've been struggling, So you're right. We did some good things. We were in position, but we didn't get the job done, and they did. And they went to their horse down low, and he responded. But I thought Marble played as well as anybody for us down there. I thought Aaron played pretty well. Josh passed up some shots, and we battled them, but wasn't much we could do. We didn't want to give up the 3. You go 1 week, you play Iowa, you guard the 3, and they kill you inside. The next week, you guard inside, they kill you from the 3. And tonight, we thought we'd do a little bit of both, and it just didn't work out.
I wanted to ask you 2 real quick about Madi. He seemed to play okay in that first half. There was 1 ball screen he didn't cover very well, but seemed to bring some energy, but didn't get in there in the second half. I was wondering if you just because of the way Marble was playing, or
just because of the way Marble. But you're right. It's a good question. Madi's one of my favorite guys, and what he does is he has some energy, and that's the disappointing part about going with different people and nobody really stepping up. Madi was not in a position to step up because of all that he missed in high school and all the summer. And then we started playing him, like I said, 7, 8, 10. I think he played 12 minutes in one game, and then he gets COVID, and so hard for a freshman, especially one like him who doesn't pick up things as well just because his background. And but he's going to play more. I promise you that, because he did do some good things. He just wasn't, we were switching some things, and it was a little more difficult for him, but you're right. He played well. So I should have mentioned him too.
We'll go next to Lindsey Huddleston.
Hey, Tom, you're always very detailed and specific with us, explaining what happened, what went wrong. But when you talk about the national storyline about what's happening with Michigan State, do you find yourself not only fighting for basketball wins, but also for the basketball culture and even the brand of Michigan State right now?
I mean, if that's the case on one average year, and it probably is these days, but I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the culture of a team, because I don't think you have as many leaders that develop the culture, and pass it on. And that's what I told Aaron and Josh. But, Like I said, Josh wasn't with us for 2 years. Listen, I got a million excuses. I don't really give a damn what anybody thinks publicly as far as some of that, because I know what's going on. I know what we went through last night. We gave a hell of an effort tonight. We made some mistakes. I'm not worried about our brand. I'm not worried about Michigan State. I'm not worried about the tournament. I'm worried about getting my team better. And I'm worried about teaching guys how to play when it's hard to tell them they did anything wrong, because in our freaking society right now, that's a no-no. So that's what I'm a little upset with, but nothing else. I'm pleased with a lot of the things we did. I just, you get frustrated that, anything you say or do gets scrutinized. And so I'm gonna do the old bunker down, and I'll do what I can do. Everybody's gonna get an honest day's work. We're gonna play harder. We played better tonight. We played hard tonight. Things just don't go your way. I swear that guy was in the lane 100 hours sometimes, and they just don't go your way. So that's the way we got to live with it. We're going to have to, a lot of people got beat up by Michigan State over the last 20 years. I even asked the officials, is it your turn to get us too? And I'm just joking about that. But, Lindsay, if 1 year does that, so be it.
We'll go next to Graham Couch.
Tom, I'm wondering, as you try to navigate this year without, having an answer at point guard and you not having maybe a go-to guy like a Travion Williams type or somebody who causes the other team extreme stress defensively, what it's been like, the challenge of trying to cobble together wins and find things and find cohesion without those two elements, what that's been like for you.
Yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, but I think a lot of those two elements, to be honest with you, Graham, are a product of the spring, summer, and fall. Guys have always gotten better here. We didn't get a chance to do that. We didn't, excuse. I really don't care. I'm just, you asked me a question, I'm telling you the answer. It's very difficult to put guys in a position that they're not really ready for. And Aaron has been playing pretty well. Now, not many guys got a Travion Williams. I mean, there's a couple big guys in this league this year that haven't been in this league in 20 years. And so not many people have those. That's not the norm. But it is a year. Listen, if this league wasn't so good, us not playing great and having these problems, you still win 3-4 games more because you get well on somebody like we have over the years. There's nobody to get well on right now. We just watched Nebraska, the 14th team in the league, had Illinois beat 6 down or 6 up with a minute something left, and then go to Penn State and win. That's our last place team. So I think, part of it that people will have trouble understanding is the league is better than it's ever been in the 37 years. And we're navigating some stuff with being one of 2 teams that had the COVID right in the middle of the year. I was talking to Sasha. Did he score tonight? Okay, so that's the 3rd or 4th game in a row since COVID. He hasn't scored. He was their second leading scorer, their best 3-point shooter. And I said to him after, I said, it's really kind of gotten to you, huh? I was listening to an interview with the guy from Duke that went to that place for the Celtics. He said he had it over a month ago, Tatum, and he struggles now. His shooting percentage, everything's gone down. I think people see bodies and they don't realize that everybody handles it differently. And for Marty, for Gabe, Gabe had some great looks. We need his shooting, but he was shooting flat. And so, yeah, it's been tough to navigate. It's been tough because of the number of good teams. But, Saturday, I couldn't stomach. I can stomach today. I can stomach these games. I can stomach our game at Iowa. We're not winning games that bother me, but other teams have probably better teams than we are right now. We got to find a way to win. And some of that is going to be not with throwing it inside to a go-to guy. We need better guard play. And, but when Rocket doesn't practice for 3 days and tries to play and poor, Foster Lawyer, he was so good on the bench. He knew every call, every play. and he just couldn't go. I mean, he tried to go the first half, and once he gets it bumped. So we'll have to see where he goes, because that thing's definitely going to need surgery when the year's over.
We have time for a couple more questions. We'll go first for Solari.
Tom, kind of going back to the situation in the post, I guess, there was a moment of frustration with Thomas where he kind of grabbed Williams there at that point. Was there any time in that stretch in the second half where you thought about going back to Marble, or was he kind of gassed and needed a break? And what about Marty?
Marble is gassed. I mean, that was part of the reason we took him out. Now, on the other side of it, Kithier did a pretty good job with him last time. It's I mean, Travion, I mean, he spent a lot of time down there, and he spent that much time down there, and something good's going to happen, I guess. We thought he was in there a lot and not moving out, and you're not going to move him. So, I think the better thing is we could have gone with Marty a little bit more, and Marquez plays good the other night, and then he's in so much foul trouble and just his weakness. Which is another product of the summer, and so listen, if we play this good, we're going to win some games. We just got to shore up a few things, and frustrating for you, frustrating for our fans. I promise you, not as frustrating as it is for us, but I thought our guys hung in there, and locker room after we talked about some good things that I think we can shore up, and that's what we're going to try to do.
With that first half stretch with Marty, is it kind of hard when a guy's coming back from COVID to kind of gauge how much more he can give you in what kind of bursts?
Well, I think what's harder is the time he missed, the 18, 17 days he missed. And when he came back, just not being able to practice. So, stepping up on ball screens, or understanding what to do on offense, or, there's just so many things he missed out on. But now that he, played well, I think, we keep trying musical chairs there, which isn't good either, but you can see why. One game somebody plays good, one game somebody else plays good. In Marty's case, and in Marky's case, I think this summer really hurt both of them. And, and I have to understand that. I have to live with that and try to make them better. And, but Marty shows some energy. I love the kid. He's going to be tough. He went down to 213 pounds during COVID, from 230 to 213. And that's what I'm trying to say is everybody reacts differently to this virus. And, some it hardly bothers. I got, Doug Herner in my office, he's 110 years old and he hardly had any symptoms or nothing bothered him. And other people that are 20 are, it does. So, yeah, it's just hard when you miss practice when you're a freshman or sophomore. You miss a lot of practice. It's hard unless you're a superstar.
We have last question. We'll go to Sarah Tidwell from the State News.
Hey, Tom. So after the last Purdue game, how did the team kind of go in today? Was there things you thought you guys improved on? Was there new faults? Where was your head kind of at?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say we didn't improve on some things like free throw cutouts again, which we work on all the time. That was very, very disappointing. I thought we took care of the ball decently until the last 2 minutes of the game. I thought we improved in that area a little bit. I did think we got some great shots. I was disappointed. Josh is such a good shooter. I thought of all the things, he's usually trigger happy. He kept taking the ball in there, and they're not going to call those fouls anymore. They're just going to let people jump up and hit you, and they're not going to call them. So we told him he's got to take one dribble and shoot it. And I think Josh is the best mid-range guy I got. He's really good at it. For some reason, I thought there were 3 of them that he really could have pulled up. So, that's the mistakes we're making that we got to learn from, and we're going to have to just keep battling, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, that's all we have for you. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, guys.